Hi, Joel Rollins back with Rave Radio for our final interview of InfoComm 14. It's been a long, long day, and with me today is Clay Stahlka of Starin.
Hi.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you, Joel. Glad to be here.
Now, I've been hearing Wowza since I got here 3 days ago. Tell me, what is this?
Wowza is an engine that it handles the streaming. Basically, in the past, we've been able to job out to a third-party company that would be either a CDN or a service to provide our streaming. Today, we can do it ourselves by loading this software, the Wowza streaming engine, on a computer or server, and then managing our own streams. You still encode the same way, you still decode the same way, or use a player embedded in a website or what have you. But the short of it is, now you can do the management of your streaming all yourself.
Really? And it's a single software package?
Single software package, one flat cost. And then you have all the abilities that you would have had through a third-party provider.
Now, what kind of hardware does it run on?
Well, you can have any computer. Of course, the processing power of the computer is dependent on the number of streams and whether or not you're doing transcoding as part of that application. But we typically say a light to medium-sized server for a few number of streams, and then up to multiple servers for lots of streams.
What is the size limitation of the number of streams?
There is none. So it's strictly processor power as required, and your bandwidth, of course, that determines what you can stream and what you can't.
Now, give me a few of the things that people are using Wowza for. Where would I look in the market for applications?
Well, actually, it's interesting because under the hood, Google and Amazon streaming services, among others, are actually using Wowza. So when people employ those companies to do their streaming services, they're using Wowza. They just didn't realize it.
So because I use an Amazon streaming account, I'm using Wowza now?
You are. However, now if you prefer to have the management of your streams brought in-house through your IT department or your technical department, you can do so. And then all you have to do is rent the bandwidth.
Sure, and if I already have major bandwidth coming in, as opposed to I'm trying to remember what my Amazon account costs me, this could actually produce a cost savings as well. Immense.
An absolutely immense cost savings.
Okay, so based on what you just said, especially with Amazon, I understand the no size limitations thing now. What about and the number of input streams on a computer? I have a server using Wowza. How many input streams can I give it and stream simultaneously, or is that just dependent on memory and processor?
It's dependent on the computer that you're putting it on to some extent. But again, like I said, the real processing power requirement is transcoding. So if you're not doing a lot of transcoding, you could put hundreds on a single server.
Okay, if I don't want to transcode, what's my native stream?
Whatever you put in.
Okay, so as long as whatever I put in and needs to be... Okay, great. Now, I have a number of clients that are educational institutions, and they have, of course, partners all over the country they share instructors with. I would presume that this could handle either a live stream or a recorded stream?
Absolutely. Video on demand, of course, is a big thing, so it does handle that. But the live streaming is very easy to do with Wowza.
Okay, so I would then use this to transmit into a web server and embed it in a web server. Can I also use it directly?
Absolutely, you can. You could just enter, like I have here on the computer behind me, the open source VLC software, and I put in the IP address and the port number and the file, and there it is. It's streaming.
Well, I'm a big VLC fan, so that also tells me then this is a cross-platform application.
Absolutely. Any of the standard-based encoders, and then virtually any decode product that's out there today will work with Wowza.
So will this work with the new VLC player on iOS as well?
It absolutely will.
Wow.
Interestingly enough, Joel, the input side, the ingest side, there's a free application that Wowza has for iOS that you can download from the App Store called GoCoder, which is what I'm using here. And so the camera in my iPad is actually what's streaming here through VLC.
That's why I saw my elbow just a few minutes ago. And so this computer is actually running an encode?
Yes, it is. It's the free app from Wowza.
And there we are. That's amazing. When you consider that the software must be so efficient that we can actually use an A7 processor and wireless to do the encode.
Even in this environment.
What is the resolution limit on streams?
1080p at this point.
Okay, 4K in the works?
Yes, it is.
Okay. If someone wanted to get involved, I have lots of clients obviously looking for streaming because it's one of the fastest growth areas in our industry. How would they get involved with Wowza? They would contact Starin.
Absolutely. We are a distributor for the perpetual license product, which means one flat rate, you own the license. And then you can have as many streams as you want for as long as you want, no additional charges. There are several premium products that we also offer. That would be DRM encoding, security, and also transcoding. But above and beyond that, they do also offer subscription services, and including a cloud service. However, we do not sell that or distribute that, so that you would contact Wowza directly.
So this would be strictly if I wanted to put in my own system, unlimited and a full license.
That's absolutely right, Joel.
Give me an idea on the price range on the software.
$1,500, one time.
Sorry, that one took me aback a little bit. That's considerably less expensive than a lot of the solutions I've looked at.
Add up some monthly charges, and you'll realize that it's almost insane not to do this.
I am actually just thinking about my Amazon price and saying this is less than a year, way less than a year, and I've got it paid for. Very, very impressive. In closing, what other advantages over the competitive products do you think Wowza has?
Well, I really think that it's the compatibility capability that we're talking about here. There are no problems with any of the formats that are out there today. So regardless of what you're playing your streams back on, it will work. That's a big deal, because that can't be said with most of the competition. But above and beyond that, this is a company that has been well established for about 6 years now, going on 7. And this company has been the provider to 50% of the CDNs in the United States today. So there's a track record, there's support, there's service, and there's quality.
Okay, give me contact information for people who are out there watching.
Well, to learn more about the product, you should go to wowza.com. That's www.w0wza.com. And for information on becoming a dealer or carrying this product, please contact Starin, and you can find us at starin.biz.
Thanks very much for being with us, Clay. This is a fascinating product, and I'll be talking to you about it later.
Thank you, Joel.